Joseph Vuma has been on fire, but we might not need him at all against Richards Bay. And no, I don't mean he'll be on the bench. I mean because the team has been shaking for a very, very long time. But the players that we might need are the likes of probably Mfundo Vilakazi, because we've seen him training with the senior team. But will he get his first senior team debut? Well, let's talk about it. Hello and welcome to Coast Nation Fan TV. I am Pilo, I am your host, and this is where fans meet and talk about Kaizer Chiefs. Amakosi Football Club. In goal, we'll have Vuma. And I want to say this before we talk about the rest of the players. You know how some of you, yes, I see you know yourself. Some of you were saying that, oh no, Vuma is not good enough. You see now, guys, we gave him a chance, or Calvin Johnson gave him a chance, and look at what he has done. He has taken it with both hands. And I do think that we made a mistake last year by dropping him, because Vuma did not do much that was so horrible for him to be dropped. He just conceded 4 goals against Sundowns and then was dropped. And then people will say, oh, it's Zwane's fault. But even Tiger this season, he never gave him a chance. He was just giving Kune, then Peterson. Puma was never given a fair chance. And the fact that he's taking it with both hands like this, shout out to you, pros. Now, go to the right back position. What am I even saying? Right back position. You know what? I feel like it's time. This type of a game that we're playing against Richards Bay, who are expected to try and hit us on a counter, it's time, I don't want to say to experiment, but yes, it is time to experiment with other things. For example, Frosler has not been performing, guys. Like, he's not been even at average performances. He's bringing in good crosses, or he's taking on players, or defensively he's solid. He's just been meh. I do think that it's time that we give Solomon some game time. And it would be unfair for him to not get any minutes. Because if I look at that Kaizer Chiefs squad, the players who were there last season, who have contributed anything this season, he's one of the few who have gotten the least minutes. And I don't know why that is. I wouldn't be surprised. I would actually be very happy if I saw him being given game time, because now there's been talks of him going out on a loan because he's not getting game time at Kaizer Chiefs. So I do hope that he gets some game time. Like in the first half, obviously, since if it doesn't perform, then you can always bring on Frosler. No harm, no foul. But I hope Calvin Johnson gives Solomons the chance in that right back position. But as we speak, I think Frosler will still start. Left back position, ekahlanti uyayi-owner. Yazi ngathi uyayibiza ebusuku. It's left back. Yummy. Why am I making a closer accent? He doesn't do that. But there's no one else who takes that position, because Dove is playing as a centre back now. So I do think that left back is Uhlanti, as much as I don't like that, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Centre back pairing, nothing's gonna change there. Dove as the left centre back, and then paired with his partner, who is giving him Simango. And funny enough, Simango, these are their last games to try and really prove to Joseph Vuma that they are worth that national team collab. So I do hope that he really performs. Although we're playing against Richards Bay, so we might not have to do much defensively, because what we'll have to do is to be really creative in midfield. Speaking of which, let's talk about our midfielders. Yes, that is a very, very good segue. Defensive midfielder. What if we freshen things up? We won't. We won't. I know I want things to be freshened up, but it's definitely and certainly not happening. Because if we go to our midfield, you're still gonna have Umthetho as a 6, you are going to have Mart as another 8, you are going to have Ngosingphile Ngcobo as a 10. I'm fuming as I'm even thinking about that fact, because why? We've talked about this. Why are we still benching Edson Castillo in favor of Mart? Because Mart is clearly not as good as Edson Castillo. I will say once again, Mart is a very good player. Mart is a very hard-working player. But why bench Castillo? Angeke angitshela uJohnson. That's a killer mina ngiyoshaba into natural. Why are we benching Castillo? Like, think about it. In tomorrow's game, it won't make sense either to drop Umshini because we're going to need creativity in midfield. The only thing that I'm complaining about is why are we benching that soul, Aga Castillo. You know what's the alternative? Ne? Let me finish with the front three. The front three, most likely, we're going to see Modi on the left, and then this time, ne, the realistic starting 11 is that since Johnson did hint that they want to give Gonzalez a chance, then what if we just switch it up and give him a chance from the start, and then bring on Uranga later on in the game, because we've started Ranga. And as much as I know that it's not his fault that he's not getting supply, but with the coach, it's clear that he thinks that it has something to do with Uranga, because it always takes him out in the 65th to the 70th minute. So with that in mind, I do think that he will start with, who's this guy? He will start with Gonzalez from the bench. He will start with Gonzalez, and then Ranga will be on the bench. While you are here, while you are sitting there on your bench, on your sofa, do the things that make the things keep on growing, man. Do the liking, do the subscribing, and also give me your own starting 11. Let's talk about the right winger, because this is the situation that we find ourselves in. We've seen that Dolly has kind of sort of resumed training with the senior team, but they said it would be out until January. So let's just wait for him to come back after the AFCON. So then, who's going to play as a right winger? Sahil has been tried as a starter. He did score against Swallows, having started the game, but clearly starting the game is not his thing. Is it time that we bring back a player like Potsane to start games? Because whenever he played, he did contribute to the game somehow. The only time he didn't perform is because he was played as a left winger instead of a right winger, because he's that player who prefers to cut into his left and also to start wide. So Tina will start him in the half space, and I don't know why we do that, but hey, to each his own. No, not to each his own here, because it's Yadliwa Sipizila City, to each his own. Nah. Listen to me. Potsane should be starting tomorrow's game. Saile can always come in the second half, because he brings in that vavavoom sebekhathele bese abakhupha ozanla abajah. So I do think it would make sense for Potsane to start tomorrow's game with Gonzalez through the middle, and then obviously Modi on the left. Where does Mfundo Vilakazi fit in all of this? Well, I will tell you my opinion. I saw a tweet from Usilo, and I quoted that tweet. I X that X because it's no successful tweet. I said X. Yeah. Anyways, that's not the point. The point is, I took the tweet, and he tweeted this. He X'd this. He said that he doesn't want Mfundo Vilakazi to start playing. Me too. I don't. It's good to see him with the senior team, but I don't want him to start. You know why? Because we had another player. Let me think. Who's his name? I know who he is. Umtutu Shabalal. Last season, he came in. The team was still struggling, as they are still now, or trying to get better this season. And then he played, performed, had good performances. But then the pressure got too much, and then he fell off, and then we benched him, and now he's called an average, overrated kid. So njengamanje Mfundo Vilakazi, clearly everyone wants to see him succeed. He's even voted in that Culling All-Star competition thingy. Now, what ends up happening is you play him while Kaizer Chiefs are not playing their best football, and then it doesn't perform. Nizothini kuye bafowethu? Ngiyanazi nina. Ngiyanazi. Yabo nje niyathula manje ngibuka la ku YouTube abanye benu. But kwadlala Mfundo wangaperforma one game. Sothi wingane le yenzani ku senior team. And I know reality is he would be a very good person to feature, but the problem is if it doesn't work, then he's done. He's done before he's even 20. He's still a teenager, and if it doesn't perform, the people will be ready on Twitter, will be ready even on YouTube to saying ingana zime kancane. Yabo. So that is why personally I would say Give Mfundo another year with TDC to grow in other ways and also to allow the team to get better. Because you throw him in right now and it doesn't play well, then we're in trouble. Unless, of course, we are winning 2-3-0, then you bring him on to kind of be free, express himself, and still contribute to getting more goals. Otherwise, I don't think we should be bringing on Mfundo Vilakazi with 30 minutes to go and the score is 0-0 because we're still benching Abo Samgelo Zwane. We're still not giving enough time to Abum Tutuzi Shabalal. That is me though. I said the other thing that they could do in midfield, by the way, if they don't play Potsan as a right winger, I foresee Chiefs doing this. I foresee them doing what they did against Pirates, and that is taking Umshini and playing him as a winger and then playing Castillo in midfield. They could do that. I'm still against that. But what do you think the coach will do tomorrow? And do you think Potsane should come back? What do you think about Mfundo Vilakazi? You think he should play? And what about Duba? Should he be given a chance to play as a number 9? Well, just so happens that there's a comment section where you can let me know. Danky, thank you so much for watching. Catch him. Hlala phansi. Valelise bantwini. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time.
Because I'll pay no more.
Yes, yeah, we are telling Papa.